Hello and welcome to Demo Play Thursday. We're on the Switch with Blade Jumper, and what an amazing kicking soundtrack to start us off with. It's brilliant that it says demo, we know what we're getting in for, and it also has a link to the eShop as well. So if we like it, we can just buy it straight from here. Surprising how few games do that. Well, I'm here for the music, that's for sure. So we're in the eShop. One of the reasons why I want to try this because it said it's a simple jumping game. And they often start simple. So I'm interested to see if the difficulty raises sensibly. Wait, are you hitting next? Sure. It's like it tapped it and then I hit next and it's just all on screen again. Yeah, nice little synthy chiptune stuff in the background. I think this game's out of South Korea. There's been quite a few games we've been playing recently. Especially a lot of the mobile games I've been playing recently have been out of Korea. I don't mind getting story like this. Shame there's no option for it to automatically just do this for us. What really helps is that there is music. You've got a lot of questions here. Who are we? Who are they? Ah, I guess this is us. So it's not quite 16-bit, 32-bit kind of graphics. But it does have that sympathetic kind of like a haze over the screen. But that really helps with like the neon in the background. I don't mind getting a tutorial like this. I think it's a little bit better than just having it on screen in a text box. At least we can visually see the controls, see the buttons. For what? There's a hold down the direction button to what? Oh, that maybe. Not a bad little animation. Oh, I see. Okay. It's interesting. Graffiti in the background. Small power. And one block. Don't mind that. Not exactly... Let's look, it says you can do it. We can just do full power. It's not exactly what you expect to see in the world. It doesn't feel out of place either. Agent? Page pop. I'm toe tapping to the music here. I enjoy this sort of sim style. I also like how relaxed it is as well at the moment. Oh man, I'm gonna have to find who did the soundtrack to this. This is cool. So we demo play Thursday. The idea isn't necessarily to finish the demo. The idea is to play up to an hour. Sometimes, like the last week game we did on Switch, the game is over in a matter of minutes. We've had some RPGs where the demo was much longer and we still stopped after about an hour. Again, it would be nice if we didn't have to hit A. We could just let the game do this automatically for us. And this tap 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 in the background. One idea would be that you would have it at the start of the text box, but as it went through the text box it got quieter. Maybe even going silent by the time it gets to the end of the text box. Is it really necessary to have it all the way through? Whoa, I thought that might be happen. Got a critter up there. Parry, okay. Oh, I held the button too long, okay. Have you noticed we don't have a health bar on us yet? Oh wow, the timing is really... Because you hit the button and it's not automatic, there's an animation to what we do. So you gotta time it just before. Okay, there's a little bit of a skill to that. Hey, it's trying to give us an in-game reason for how it did the tutorial. That's rather clever. For me personally, I'm not too fussed about it, but the fact that they've tried, that's impressive. I'm impressed with that. It's the extra, kind of like the extra mile, the extra step they're taking. So the text is a little bit slower than me personally. It's a shame that we didn't have an option to change the speed of how it goes. When we started the game, we had start and demo, start and eShop. There was no option page. Yeah, it's going to take a little while to get used to this. Yeah, that worked. Ah, blind jump. Can we look up? Nuts, we can't look up. So there's something right in front of us. Let's try to go this way. Ah, it's a shame. I think what perhaps might have been nice is if our pigeon friend could have perhaps somehow on the map like a hologram. Say like he's got enough power to do this hologram to show us where we're going to jump for the first half of the level basically. And perhaps that would slow it down so it's easier for us to see, judge and adjust and make a change. Because there's no way to stop. You have to just let it go all the way. But at least we do have in the background this suggestion to help. So it's nice. The game is showing that, hey, we have something different. This definitely does feel like a tutorial level, but doesn't feel in your face like a tutorial level. Like they are trying to tie it into the game. Personally, this is a little difficult for me. So if you've got the game, if you tried the demo, it would be really interesting to know how you felt about it. Did you also think it was difficult? Yeah, wrong way. You got to do it from a distance. You can't be right up next to it. Hey. Now, do we go up or do we go down bottom? So yeah, the sunset on this filter looks really cool. It's a shame like the Switch can't do HDR. Oh, that's annoying. The enemy respawned. If you've seen any of my older videos, you may know I really don't like that mechanic. Sometimes if a game needs enemies for credits, for health or stuff, then sure, I can understand it. But at the moment this game seems to have no use for enemies. Once they're gone, I think they should be gone. So perhaps in the options, a more story focused approach would be nice, where enemies don't respawn. Obviously that will change the feel of the game, so something the developers will have to think about, but after playing a couple of games recently on Cloud Monday, where you had the option to go for a story focused approach or not, I really think that's a modern thing developers should be looking at, offering something that's more focused towards the story rather than difficulty. Oh man, timing is so difficult at the moment. Because like I said, there's an animation when you press the button, it doesn't immediately happen. And if you hold it down just for a smidge too long, then it automatically starts charging. So 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. How about let's do it on 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. It's almost like a whole second extra delay. And you have to imagine that's deliberate, there is a reason for it. But it just makes it just a little bit extra harder to judge everything. So again, it would be nice if the pigeon in this early part could say, hey, at this point start charging. Maybe slow down time to talk to us perhaps. I know I could probably just avoid him, but I do want to get better at that. Oh, the animation had nearly just started then. I know he flashes white, but I've tried doing it on the white, and we seem to go too early. But thankfully we have no health to worry about. Why can't I get this timing right? Because you've got to preempt it. You can't react to what's happening on screen. You have to react before it happens. You see, I'm getting really close. The animation is looks like it's starting. It's like you can see the swords being drawn. There we go. That felt unnecessarily difficult. You kind of want a bench that you can just sit down and it would like autosave. Because at the moment there doesn't seem to be any indication on screen that there's an autosave. But that could also be because it's a demo. The game hasn't made it clear yet if our saves are going to carry over. Oh, an extra character. What does more do? Oh, he's gonna tell us. Okay. So the fact we ate one means we're kind of special, that we can go up. But it does, as the game says, it looks like we've already made it to the tower. Yes. A cheat sheet? Sure. Well, we've now been given the driving force, what we're going to be moving towards, and that's eating as many candies as we can, hopefully 10. See, what it said, what's above the 10th floor? My immediate thought was, there's another base layer. Not a tower, but literal, like, road, path, layer. Another land surface. That's what I'm thinking it's going to be. Oh, we do have options. I'm never going to keep the background up. Knock that down. But there's no options for save. I wanted to check what that cheat sheet was, but I didn't see what button to press to look at it. But none of the buttons seem to do anything. Oh. Yeah. So what this is. Why can't this give a clear picture? Makes you wonder if this is blurred because of the demo, or blurred because we are at the bottom of everything. Stop talking. Ah. Welcome to starting point. Can you get us from here? Ah, you see I did start drawing the weapon. Too early. Well, thankfully we don't have health, seemingly. It looks like we are going to be allowed to fail, and what gets us to the top is our ability to eat the candies, as in our ability to basically do the platforming needed. So it's gatekeeping us by ability a little bit. Oh, that's annoying. And the bear's back, that's even more annoying. Imagine if you have to make if you fall quite far Okay, we just do that. It'll be much easier. Oh man, I just wish we could look up. Like, how do we get that page up there? I think we're gonna have to fall to get to that page. Now, it's not very often you see a cockamamie in a little story. So if this was made in South Korea, the translation's been really decent so far. Or bringing someone back to life, that could mean our sister, couldn't it? A little perhaps too top of the screen. I'm hoping she would then start jumping away, but she's just gonna stand there. So let's just jump up, see what we can see. Okay. You know what, I never really thought about our gender, if it's male or female. See, that's such a... For one. Aha, gotcha. Okay, let's go this way. Ah, go away. Yeah, respawning enemies is one of my pet peeves in these sort of games. Yeah, I knew that would happen as soon as I did that. I think if I'm going to be honest with myself, no fault of the game, but I think I can't play this game. I am getting so frustrated with this, and it's just the demo. And sometimes we're jumping straight up, sometimes we're jumping at an angle, and it's not matching the inputs that I feel like I'm giving. Now there could be an element of stick drift here. If you follow my videos, you'll know that seems to be happening a bit more frequently. Ah, come on, just get up there. But this is, for me personally, really frustrating, not being able to make the jumps. So the game wasn't wrong when it said it has an interesting jump mechanic. But interesting doesn't mean fun. See, that is disheartening right there. Very much like that whole getting over it game, isn't it? Where one mistake and you fall all the way to the beginning. And just like that game, this doesn't have the best jumping mechanics. Just this game doesn't have a way to telegraph the jumps well enough. We have that green bar, sure, but it's just a green bar of strength. It's not able to tell us if we're aiming correctly or if we're aiming too far or not far enough. So the jumping feels very disconnected from us, the player. It feels like a guess rather than being an actual jump. And that is probably the intention. It's difficult. Why won't this do what I want it to do? But for me personally, I would prefer if the game was able to actually telegraph what we were trying to do. I think I might try and get that sheet of paper just to see what happens. Oh wow. There's really no drift when you fall. You pretty much just fall straight down. So you have to fall with an aim. Yeah, really over this already. Oh man, it's such a shame that we can't have that bird sitting on our shoulder and just showing us with shadows or VR. Ah, I missed it again. If I'm going to fall down, I must have try and get the bit of paper there. Yeah, it's a shame that the soundtrack isn't enough to deal with the basic gameplay mechanics. I'm not saying that they're bad, I'm just saying that it's not for me. I'm interested in story. I'm not interested in luck based. See, why was that jumping up? You can see the arrow on the screen where I'm trying to aim. So you can see when it doesn't quite match what I'm doing. Thankfully, we just ordered that. Ah, come on. I don't even have any idea how long this demo is. I don't remember reading it on the eShop page or on the web eShop page. So I have literally no idea if we've got many rooms to go or not. You kind of also want this to be a bit like Sheeran. So our little like our robot buddy could be mapping as we go. So if I could hit minus and then it would bring up a map, it would show where we've been. Huzzah! Thank goodness. Oh man, this is so annoying. It's so hard to visualize what jump we're going to get from what power. You almost want it kind of like golf, where you can see where things are going to go. We got an arrow. Got that arrow, but we don't have like dots coming out of it to show where we're going to land. So for like an easy mode, I would want that a lot. My lord, this. it's a gimmick in search of a game. Like, you will have to imagine the gimmick came first. They try to build a game around it, and the game around it is going up using this gimmick. You almost want to be able to jump onto the pigeon, kind of like Sonic and Tails. It's like it's making itself more difficult than it needs to be. Again, that's probably by design, but doesn't necessarily mean it's good design. It can be difficult for difficult's sake. What has been sacrificed for that? And in my case, in my opinion, it's starting to feel like playability has been sacrificed. The satisfaction of the jumps has been lost. Like, if we jump with swords, perhaps it should be like this, but if we had like the B button for jump, then we would get the type of jump that I've been saying I want, where we can see with a dotted line roughly where we're going to end up. See that? Come on, lady. Finally. So what do we do with this? No. The game hadn't taught us that that was going to happen if you touch something like that. I imagined, like any platformer, a slight slope you could just walk up. I couldn't visually see that it was slick and that we would fall. So in a way, that's also quite frustrating game design or level design, because they chose for that to happen and they chose not to tell us that was going to happen. Yeah, that's not the way. We've got to go up there. Oh. You kind of want your character just to have like a grab ability. Try and save themselves from just falling. If we're such a cool agent, it does seem a little unrealistic that we're just gonna not try to save ourselves. Like, we have swords, why can't we just throw the sword into the wall to try and save us? Sewer depot. I'm reading these sheets, but we don't really have any idea how, when to use them. That's true, we seem to have forgot, didn't we? The truth Probably by the time we get up there, we don't remember anything or why we're there. We just are there. I don't mind that the game didn't bother changing the name to something more Western. Kind of kept it Korean style. Come on, we've got to defeat that guy. There we go. Ah. My channel is not a rage channel. But this is rage inducing. You can't chain while you're in the air either. You gotta wait for your first move to finish. I still feel like we could do with a bit of a help with that. Like if the game is smart enough to know that we're going to soon, yes, we have fallen all the way back here. Like if the game is smart enough to know that we're a bit too early, then perhaps it could slow us down, kind of bullet time style. It always feels like we can do a bigger distance jumping at an angle than we can just jumping sideways. Man, I wonder how many hours this game actually is. Again, with no map, with no sense of how big the thing is, it's very difficult to know if I'm making really bad progress or good progress. I don't even know how long each section is going to be. Again, our little robot companion's just flying, not really offering any support. Like we fell down and it didn't say, hey, don't worry about it, you can get back up. And there we had the sign that says how far away we were from the top, from the floor. We don't have that scale in game of how long everything takes. So, as well as our pigeon friend making a map as we go, it would be cool if our pigeon friend could give a sense of distance traveled. Okay, we dealt with that. Oh, he's gonna respawn. It's so frustrating. There seems to be no logical reason why these enemies are respawning. We're not getting any items, we're not getting any currency. It just seems to be there to be difficult. There has not been any gameplay reason for it. Yes, it was Kamiko we played, and it was difficult and things respawned, but it was quite clear why. It's because those things respawned and gave us currency every time we defeated them. enemy up ahead. Oh man, I'm kind of worried. Will the level be designed smartly because it's the first boss and we know it's going to be difficult? Or will it also be a case where we could fall far and lose all our progress? Wait, this isn't the way to go. Where's the way to go? Ah, okay, we gotta go up this way. Ah, there's a rabbit up there. Well, the music changed, so I guess that's a hint that's a boss. Nice little thumping tune. Oh, can we actually get up there? And can I finish and beat that rabbit in the time we got left? Because again, remember, my goal personally is to do an hour. We're what, 40 minutes in? Come on. I almost want a grappling hook. Just I want better traversal mechanics than what the game's actually giving me. I'm frustrated here, and I was like, give me something to swing from. No! Stop it! Ah, man. My enthusiasm for this game has gone. It's been such a miserable first experience with it. The first impression this game gives is really poor. But I imagine this is actually what the game is, which gets me worried. So okay, we're going to have to get closer and deflect its shots. It looks like he's asleep, but I'm not too sure. So we've got to get to about here. Oh, well, now we have a health bar. Bottom left. Man, I was trying to jump. Oh, I can't turn and jump quick enough. Oh, we did it. In the full game you can ... Go to Nintendo eShop. But has our save? Has there been a save? Is it going to continue? Or do we have to do the whole thing again? And it'd be really cool if now we had like a gallery option or trailer option. Or even just a link to a web page where we could watch the demo, watch the trailer. Some of the better demos I've had, where you complete them, screenshots and trailers. What was it? It's the I can't remember the name. Mario Donkey Kong, where they had little Mario machines. That's a terrible demo, but it had great pictures at the end. So, Blade Jumper. You know, the eShop page didn't make it sound like it was going to be this difficult, so in a way I'm glad I tried the demo. Now I have a better sense of what it actually is, and it feels like it's a game that sacrifices the story for the core game mechanic. But I'm more interested in the story, this huge tower, and the candy and what it does to you. It's almost like if you play Final Fantasy VIII, there's a thing with the Guardian Forces. Imagine the Guardian Forces are candy. Yes, it gives you abilities, makes you go further, but there's a cost. And I'm really intrigued by that. If this had just a pure story mode, where the goal was just to get you to the top and get you to experience the story, I would be kind of curious and kind of interested about that. But it is built around this jumping mechanic, and I'm just not a fan of the jump mechanic. The lag behind it. We saw it was literally nearly a second, if not more, between me pressing the button and the animation finishing or even starting. So Blade Jumper, I'm sure there's an audience for this. Was it Getting Over It? Is probably one of those. Super Meat Boy is another one of these type of games, and they're games that not really for me. So I'm kind of looking at trying these games to find one that is, and I don't think Blade Jumper is that game. Amazing soundtrack though. If there was a link here to like Bandcamp, or if you press a button and it gave you a QR code, and that would take you to the Bandcamp page or the publisher's store, that would be really cool, because I might have a look. And it's just gone really quiet. So again, in the comments, let me know your thoughts, let me know if you played it or if you got the final game. But for me, it's a decent demo, it did its job, told me it's a demo, said hey, go to the shop and play it, and buy it if you want more. So definitely one of the better ones I played. But overall, the game is just not for me. So until the next Demo Play Thursday video, or until I see you checking out some of the other videos, playlists, YouTube shorts, or maybe I'll see you over at Ko-fi. As a small YouTube channel, we get no money from YouTube, but with Ko-fi, we can get PayPal donations, and we've got a couple of subscription tiers, so maybe one of them will be interesting to you. But whenever I see you again, please take care.